Welcome, welcome, YouTube. We are going to have another installment. Just noticing my green screen isn't working. Installment number 2 of viewer submitted videos. This one brought to you again by Tddybear, who won the previous point tournament as well. And as me and him are also friends on Steam, he decided to submit a video where I was playing the carry Lycan, so it should be interesting to see what kind of mistakes I can point out of my own. So we'll go ahead and kick this game off. And wish I could exit out of that box, but when you're in a replay, I'm not sure whether that's exactly possible. So we're just going to have to deal with the box at the top right of the screen for now. So I will be giving you the best commentary possible on this viewer submitted video, brought to you by Tddybear, who will be playing a support lion this game. Starting out with a tri-lane, Lycan, along with Shadow Shaman. We'll be tri-laning it up in mid lane. Storm Spirit will be holding down the fort, whereas in the off lane, we will have a solo Doom on the opposite side of the map. Bloodseeker will be the position 1 carry, supported by a Rubik and Witch Doctor. In the mid lane, we will have Mindhunter playing Tinker, and up against the tri-lane, in the off lane, we have Sex, Colon 3 playing a Centaur. Starting out with quite a bit of regen, but no Stout Shield, so we'll be able to do quite a bit of damage with those right clicks. Incoming stun will actually miss, but good harassment coming out from Tddybear and Console Gamer, really making space for the Lycan. Do appreciate that. Thank you, boys. The all chat has already begun. Double rune incoming for the Lycan. Looks like he is rushing the Necro book. A little bit of questionable decision there. Possibly could be buying boots in the near future before getting that Necro, and actually does queue that up, so I think that is absolutely the appropriate decision. Note that he did not queue up power treads or face boots, instead just going for the straight boots, really prioritizing getting the Necro 3 out. Obviously, I think that was the correct decision, considering I'm the one that's actually making it. Definitely didn't want to commit to getting power treads just yet, and possibly was thinking that we would need to do the split push game. Good harassment coming out from the line, trying to zone out the Centaur. Lycan kind of chasing down the Centaur, but realizing that the last hits are a little bit higher priority, and will continue to keep right-clicking down here in the bottom lane. Don't think there will actually be any kills. Shadow Shaman trying to make a move here in the mid lane. Looks like he's charging down, trying to get a kill onto the Tinker. Diving a tier 1 tower, and actually gets the shackles off, but Storm Spirit just leaving the Shadow Shaman to die here. And Storm Spirit may end up falling down as well. One more nuke would be enough to do it, but Tinker will not have the cooldown available. So Tinker starting off the lane outright, currently 0-1 in favor of the Dire. Missing another kill as Lion actually did end up dying towards the Centaur there. Oh my god, did they fix the fight recap? Maybe the fight recap is better in the replays, but I would certainly appreciate that if that's actually the case. Good stun coming in from the Shadow Shaman, chasing down the Centaur, but Lycan too busy right-clicking creeps, and Lion a little bit out of the way as well. So, no kills incoming. Storm Spirit dies in the mid lane already. So, second kill of the game already for the Tinker, who's certainly having a fantastic time here in early games. So far, 3 kill lead for the Dire. In the top lane, haven't really been talking about that, but Doom kind of getting zoned out. Only 2 last hits to his name, but considering he's up against a tri-lane, already reached level 2, I think he's doing just fine. We'll have to be very cautious about going next to a Bloodseeker. And good support kills coming in from the Lion and Shadow Shaman. Lion Shadow Shaman doing a very good job of making space for the Lycan, who is top of the net worth charts, currently 14 last hits and 11 denies. At the 3-minute mark, don't think that's too shabby stream, if I do say so myself. But Lycan 2 levels in the passive. And Doom actually falling really low here in the bottom lane, or top lane. He's going to get chased down by the Bloodseeker. Already 2 levels in thirst. There's absolutely, nothing Doom can really do about that. As you fall too low, Bloodseeker will be able to punish you. So, so far, a 4-1 lead for the Dire in terms of kills. Less than 1,000 gold lead. Thanks in no small part due to the farming efficiency coming out from the Lycan. Top the last hits. And if we look at the net worth, actually Lycan just a little bit ahead of the Bloodseeker as well. So, Lycan, what a hero, what a carry. Coming in from the 8-man 8. Tddybear doing a very good job of keeping the Centaur back. Centaur only level 2 at roughly the 4-minute mark. So, Line and Shadow Shaman doing a very good job in the tri-lane, zoning out the Centaur. Mid lane. Haven't really been talking much about this matchup, but Tinker having a really rough time getting some last hits, and despite having 2 kills in the lane, Tinker only sitting at 6 and 4 compared to the 15 and 5 of the Storm Spirit. So Tinker, while getting some good kills, not having a rough time here, as Lycan ended up falling in the bottom lane. Looks like Shadow Shaman and Line doing a good job getting a kill onto the Centaur. Okay, so I'm just giving you guys tours of the map here as Mindhunter able to get another kill onto the Storm Spirit. Definitely a pattern is emerging, 2 Centaur deaths and 5 other kills across the map. Doom trying his best to leech XP in the woods, but is caught out eventually by the Witch Doctor, and Rubik trying to get away desperately, but a good lift and push back coming in from the Rubik with the right clicks and body blocks even from the Witch Doctor means Doom will eventually fall. Another kill going towards that Bloodseeker, who's doing a fairly good job of getting last hits as well. Currently sitting at 24, only surpassed by the Lycan at the moment. Okay, so lanes are just blowing up here as Mindhunter gets another kill onto the Storm Spirit. Guess I'm just going to have to completely focus on this lane as Tinker doing a very good job of getting kills here. Shadow Shaman trying to get a kill on a level 6 Tinker when he's level 2. Ether Shock! Ether Shock was available, but Shadow Shaman was not looking towards the Tinker at the time, so that will be another kill fed to that Tinker, currently sitting at 5-0-0. Net worth near the top of the net worth chart. Thanks to those 5 kills, but only 9 last hits on the Tinker so far. Lycan, currently level 5, deciding to rush that Necro Book, it seems. Stopping by for the boots first. Not bad. And Bloodseeker should be level 6 here in a little bit. Level 5 right now. And definitely looking forward to seeing a Doom kill once the Bloodseeker hits level 6, I imagine. That will be the case. We will have to stay tuned and find out. Oh my god, this Tinker just diving under a tier 1 tower and absolutely obliterating the Storm Spirit, who's still level 5 at the moment. Tinker getting a double kill in the mid lane, and Mindhunter, not sure whether I can say he's playing out of his mind, but playing very well, getting kills. And Doom probably going to get chased down again. Bloodseeker, top and mid lane are absolute disasters, as it is currently 2-11 at the moment. With Lycan just barely keeping up in farm compared to all the enemy cores. As Bloodseeker currently sitting at 2-0-1, Tinker sitting at 7-0-0. So Bloodseeker, Storm Spirit having a rough time in the mid lane, having to deal with a level 8 Tinker when Storm Spirit's only level 5 himself. Not the ideal scenario. I am interested to see how Storm Spirit will be able to come back in this game. Storm currently, let's see, 5th in the net worth charts, considering he's a mid laner, not exactly where you want to be. Oh, Pink's coming out onto the Centaur. Looks like Lycan's calling his shot with the Shapeshift available. Rotation coming in from the Witch Doctor. May not be enough. Witch Doctor smoked up to try and get this kill. Lycan will eventually get chased down here by the Lycan, only a matter of time. Shapeshift available. And right clicks incoming fast. It will be able to send the Necro Books over to the Centaur, able to get that kill. And Lycan getting a double kill here. And we'll try and immediately put a TP scroll in his inventory, I'm sure. Bloodseeker has his ult available. Lycan, no TP as of just yet. Immediately puts that. As it does look like Bloodseeker will be trying to shut down the Lycan's current farm. Lycan microing the Necro 1 to try and get some last hits. Bloodseeker going on backwards. Witch Doctor is available for a stun. It is a 3-on-2 situation. A Centaur making his way towards the bottom lane. Tinker picking up his boots of travel at the 8 or 9 minute mark, so Tinker should be feeling very good about himself and his chances in this game. Storm Spirit dropping really low, but nothing else will happen there. Bloodseeker using his ultimate onto the Lycan. Incoming cast will not cast will not be there in time, as Bloodseeker ult will be worthless as Lycan TP's out in the face of the Bloodseeker. And Tddybear staying around just a little bit too long. It's a 3-on-2 situation. 3-on-4, excuse me. Or 4 people here in the bottom lane for the Dire will be able to bring down the 2 supports for the Radiant squad. Currently 4 to 15 at the moment. 4 to 15, Lycan top of the net worth charts. And his teammates not doing so hot. Storm Spirit getting some makeup farm here in the mid lane, going for a soul ring here first. And in the top lane, Doom, still level 5, very low, is being scouted out by the Bloodseeker. He will be using that additional right click in order to bring down the tower. Okay, Shadow Shaman TPing in very aggressively. Will get a Hex off, but that's not going to be enough. Lycan got a kill onto the Rubik, looking for more as he's going to be chasing down the Bloodseeker here. Bloodseeker tries to TP out, will not be able to as a double kill. Will go to the Lycan there. Very well played by the 8-man 8. Looking for more here as a Witch Doctor trying to juke through the trees. Lycan finds him out, sniffs him. Witch Doctor, no mana for any spells. And a triple kill incoming for the Lycan. 56 net worth lead. There could be hope yet for the Radiant squad. Currently 7 to 17 with the Lycan at 5-0-0 to start off this game. The lone beacon of hope in a world full of darkness. As, yeah, Lycan doing a good job here. Storm Spirit actually getting a little bit of makeup farm, as currently sitting at 2,000 net worth. Definitely not where he was hoping to be at the 11-minute mark. But with a Tinker teleporting in here, Storm will have to retreat back to the jungle. Hopefully he goes to the jungle and gets some camps. Instead, deciding to stay in lane against that Tinker. Maybe not the best decision. Tinker currently sitting at 5k net worth. Looks like he's going for Kaya next, as opposed to getting something like a Blink Dagger. I think Blink would have been the better choice if you're a Tinker. Pretty much a mandatory second item if you ever play that Tinker. Doom, on the other hand, already has drums working on... Didn't catch that earlier, but Doom working on power treads, looking to try and tank up against a lot of right-click damage incoming from the Bloodseeker. Storm zips in to get a regenerate. Will probably be worth it. 2-man rotation coming out from the supports. Will not be able to catch out the Tinker. Playing too defensively. Mindhunter playing out of his mind. Currently sitting at 9-0-0 on the Tinker. So doing very well for himself. As Lycan desperately trying to finish that Necro book, as he has been able to complete it by the 12-minute mark. Very well played by him. And Witch Doctor gets the Maledict, but no follow-up Maledict with the coconut being thrown down onto the Tddybear. And Lion will just be able to walk away. What match am I casting later? I actually don't have a clue. Basically, if there is a match that isn't being casted by an English person, I'm going to be casting that match, as it looks like Lycan will be trying to Yep, Lycan is able to bring down the Rubik here. Incoming ultimate from the Witch Doctor will be able to bring down the Lycan, his first death of the game. Shadow Shaman stunning up the Tinker will not be enough to bring him down, though, as the Necro Books are getting close, but will not be able to bring down that Tinker. Purge was available, but not used. Slight miss micro incoming for the Lycan. But definitely, definitely, if there is a match that isn't being casted by English caster, after this match, I will be casting that. Tinker has enough gold for the Blink Dagger. Let's see if he manages to pick that up, or if he's still deciding. Yeah. So that was just a casual Robe of Magi, instead going for the Blink Dagger. I think that is a appropriate decision. As Tinker will just be microing his heart out, top of the net worth chart, trying to keep pace with the Lycan on the opposite side of the map. Currently 3,000 net worth lead at the 14-minute mark for the Dire. Lycan doing a very good job of keeping up with the enemy cores, who have been pretty much feasting on his team. 12-0-0 is the Tinker at the moment, so in the Bloodseeker currently sitting at 3-1-7. Lycan doing his best to try and level the playing field here at the moment. Looks like he has both Desolator and BKB queued up. I think the Desolator would probably be a mistake, considering you're up against Tinker and several stuns with the Centaur, Witch Doctor, and Rubik. Lycan can't even stay in lane against Tinker at the moment, and will have to retreat back to the jungle. And Lycan gonna have to be very cautious here, as okay, so good hexing coming from the Shadow Shaman. Lycan, Lycan actually microing his Necro Books in order to bring down the Tinker here. Tinker doing his best, but slowed down with a good purge coming in from the range creep. And that will be the first death incoming onto the Tinker. And 850 gold going towards the Tddybear there. Bloodseeker able to catch out the Lycan with the ultimate. Global Vision incoming. But Lycan TB's out in the face of Bloodseeker there. Very well played. And Lycan will be able to survive that incoming rotation from the Bloodseeker, currently sitting at 6-1-1. Always commend your supports, calls out Tddybear. Always humble. Tddybear, the most humble Dota player, never rages. Incoming rotation, Centaur, yet to have a Blink Dagger, has enough gold for it, but has not completed that yet. Only a 2,000 gold lead for the Dire, as Centaur uses his ultimate, trying to get something going here. Doom actually gets his ultimate off onto the Tinker, very well played, and the incoming stun will catch out the Shadow Shaman. He'll eventually be dropped in the Doom. While it was dropped onto Tinker, will not be very effective, and it is a 2-for-0 exchange, as the Dire will continue their kill dominance and map control in this game. Tinker teleporting towards that bottom lane. Doing a very good job of making sure Lycan can't push with his Necro 3s and Wolves. Doesn't want to feed all that gold to the Tinker. Instead, going back to the woods and farming it up some more. Doesn't really want to commit to any push until he either gets that Desolator to amplify the push speed, or the BKB to guarantee that the 8-man-8 will be able to make it out alive. In the meantime, it looks like Storm Spirit actually gets a kill onto the Bloodseeker. Didn't really catch that, but a good hex into Earthspike, able to set up that kill. And some positive movement incoming for the Radiant, able to get a kill on the position 1 carry. 800 net worth swing there between the two sides. So far, it's a 4-man rotation coming out. Looks like Lycan will be trying to make a good push incoming. Tinker has other things in mind, though, as he's going to start the march with Machine Spam. And lots of incoming nuke damage from the Tinker. Lycan does not have his BKB as a just yet. Okay, Centaur will be able to catch out the Shadow Shaman here. Lycan using his ultimate, trying to get some sort of kill. It's focusing down the Centaur first. Tank gets hero on the squad, and Bloodseeker uses his ultimate onto the Lycan. Can't really move, and no TP scroll will eventually go down. Microing his Necrobooks to try and get some sort of kill. Focusing down to Witch Doctor with the minions will be able to... Witch Doctor trying to juke through the trees, but caught out by the Doom and will eventually go down. And Bloodseeker kills himself onto the melee creep. Definitely, I forgot about that, but the Necro 3 melee supplies quite a bit of burst damage when you kill it. Therefore, Bloodseeker killed himself on that. Pretty funny there. Lycan doing the majority of the team's damage at 2,900, and lots of damage being done both by the Tinker and the Bloodseeker in that fight. Despite losing 4 heroes, it was only a slight net worth lead from that fight for the Dire, as they are very much ahead at the moment. Shadow Shaman getting caught out. Dire pinging out a ward, but there will not be one there to deward, so very well played by the Shadow Shaman, not placing ward before dying. So Lycan has decided to commit for that BKB. Makes a lot of sense. Wants to be able to get all of his right clicks out, not get bursted down by the Dire. In the meantime, Centaur has completed his Blink Dagger, going for a Blade Mail Bloodseeker. Has Sanj and Yasha also going for a Blade Mail, so double Blade Mail strat incoming for the Dire. And Tinker has Kaya, Ether Lens, Blink Dagger. Most likely will be going Aghanim Scepter next. Okay, Centaur uses his ultimate, catches out the Storm Spirit, and he falls here in the mid lane. 13 to 32 at the moment, but only a 4,000 gold lead for the Dire, as Lycan has been able to keep up with the farming pace of pretty much everybody on the Dire. Actually circling back despite the incoming Tinker nukes in order to bring down that tier 1 tower. Lycan deciding ratting is the best option at the moment. Has completed his BKB. Lycan very low. Will have to watch himself here. Tinker actually rotating in, gets a blink in. Lycan going on to the high ground. Did not activate his BKB before using that TP. A little bit unfortunate, as that will cost him quite dearly. Lycan down for the next 45 seconds, feeding 500 gold mainly to Rubik, and losing 300 gold for himself as well. Definitely that small camp was not worth it. Could have easily BKB TP'd in order to secure that, to secure his escape, but decided not to. Lion working on a Blink Dagger, currently about 1,000 gold away from that. 6,000 net worth lead for the Dire at the moment. Tinker leading the pack with 12,000 net worth. Actually, maybe will not actually commit to going onto the Doom there. Good tower deny coming out from the Tinker, currently sitting at 1,700. Shadow Shaman rotating towards the bottom lane, solo, alone. Lucky that Bloodseeker didn't decide to dive a tier 2 tower for him. Console Gamer currently working on Ether Lens. Okay, so this Tinker is just playing out of his mind. Her Storm Spirit getting caught out, only has Kaya, Soul Ring working on a Lincoln Sphere next. Actually do like the Lincoln Sphere build up, as it is way too late, and Storm Spirit is way too far behind in order to have a Bloodstone really makes sense. Getting that Lincolns will probably help the Storm react and maybe actually do something against that Tinker here in upcoming team fights. Doom has a Shadow Blade up and his ultimate available, trying to chase down the Centaur. And Doom currently not able to do that just yet. BKB being used by the Lycan in order to try and secure this tower. And just immediately TV's out, because whatever. So see ya. And unfortunately, the tower being left with 35 HP. Good deny coming out from the Tinker, but Lycan actually using his 10-second BKB charge in order to get that kill. Doom sacrificing his life in order to get a Centaur kill. Doom doing quite a bit of damage to the Centaur. Considering the net worth difference between the two, that probably was not as... Okay, actually the Radiant even getting more kills, or more gold from the Centaur death. Was not expecting that, considering Doom has about 2,000 more net worth than Centaur. But overall, 8k gold lead for the Dire, and it's definitely looking very good for them at the moment. Lycan remembers he does have a Howl ability, so... Still working on that Desolator. Actually has a Boots of Travel queued up next. I absolutely agree with this. It doesn't look like for any time in the future, in the foreseeable future, the Radiant will be able to take an organized 5-on-5 team fight. So the Boots of Travel will help Lycan counter the split pushing coming from the Tinker, as well as do a little bit of split pushing himself with the Boots of Travel, BKB, Necrobook. I think Lycan will be doing his best to try and split throughout this game. Okay, so that was a little bit of a questionable BKB incoming from the Lycan. Uses a BKB ultimate and kind of just running around to the high ground, not really doing that much. But a two-man rotation coming out for the Dire. Doom has his ultimate up only in 30 seconds, but will be able to burst down the Witch Doctor pretty easily. Invis-Rune on the Rubik. But the Centaur ult just used... Okay, Centaur ult being used to get a kill onto the Lycan. That's my main portion, as a lot of... Lycan using his BKB earlier was not able to BKB TP and was stun locked by the Centaur. Shadow Shaman getting caught out, drops his wards here. Okay, good Doom being used onto the Rubik. We'll be able to bring him down eventually. And Bloodseeker just hitting so hard at the moment. And this Shadow Shaman ward's actually dropping the Tinker here. Radiant making a comeback. That is a 3-for-4 exchange here in the top lane. And well worth it for the Radiant squad. Netting 1,900 gold from that team fight. Good Doom on Rubik to start off that team fight, as well as Shadow Shaman trapping the Tinker within those wards. Very critical in order to get the Radiant a team fight victory. And that will actually stop the bleeding at roughly 8,000 gold lead for the Dire. So, 7,000 net worth lead. Look, Bloodseeker going for a BKB next. Actually has 5,300 gold saved up in his inventory, so it certainly has the ability to purchase those items whenever he chooses. Centaur going 4-staff next. I think that is a appropriate item. It'll help anybody who gets doomed or caught out. Give them a little bit of space. Definitely Blink 4-staff, very good items for a Centaur. Or really any AoE initiator. Very standard items incoming. Storm Spirit. Very close to actually completing his Lincoln Sphere, about 200 gold. And he's going to have the Lincolns in his inventory. Storm may actually be able to jump in onto a Tinker at some point in the near future with Kaya Lincolns. Centaur trying to hunt down Storm Spirit, will not be successful in doing so. Shadow Shaman sacrifices himself for the core, for their console gamer being a pro, as he will be able to save the Storm Spirit's life, who immediately goes back into farming. Lycan, what's he doing? Lycan actually trying to solo Roshan here. Let's see how this works out. Lycan right clicking the melee Necrobook, and then immediately destroying the melee Necrobook. So Lycan not doing a good job of microing and actually getting the Roshan here. and probably will just have to back up as Roshan too strong for the level 15 Lycan. No Vlad's incoming, so his creeps were not healing, and the micro was not there. Lycan should be feeling a wee bit sheepish after that Roshan attempt, as he still only has a BKB in a Necro book. He has fallen quite behind the Bloodseeker and the Tinker. Lycan currently sitting at 7, 4, and 3. So after a very good start, Lycan starting to die quite a few times here in the middle of the game. Doom going for Lotus Orb next. I think that is a very valuable item if you can get Bloodseeker to use the ultimate on himself. So the Roshan attempt was scouted out by the Lycan. Not sure whether they want to do anything about it. The 8-man 8. And actually Bloodseeker trying to 1v1 the Roshan here. And Radiant actually making their way over, BKB being used. Lycan not really right-clicking anything as of yet. Will eventually decide to right-click that Rubik and bring him down. Ultimate being used onto the Storm Spirit there. Bloodseeker trying to hold his own. Doom being used onto the Centaur there. I think that was a decent choice. As looks like Centaur will be able to be right-clicked down by the Lycan. Uses his minions, but Bloodseeker just a little bit too strong at the moment. And Lycan will immediately make his way to the Roshan pit, knowing that Roshan was low from his previous attempt, and immediately decides to try and work on it himself. Incoming right clicks. Lycan trying to sneak the Roshan. Bloodseeker none the wiser, trying to heal up in a camp, whereas Tinker just blinking around trying to get farm in the jungle. So this Roshan sneak attempt will be successful for the Lycan. We'll be able to collect Aegis, as the Dire simply forgot that Roshan was so low. So, it's still roughly an 8k gold lead for the Dire, which is perfectly acceptable, I suppose. The Radiant have at least stopped the bleeding for the time being. Lycan still has that Desolator queued up. Actually, forget what items I actually bought in this game, but Desolator seems like a fine decision by me. Increase your right-click damage. Definitely the Radiant needs some sort of tower pusher, even though they do have the Shadow Shaman to bring down towers as well. Desolator will very much help if they ever win a team fight to take objectives afterward. Okay, incoming rotation onto the Doom. Okay, good stun coming out onto the Centaur. We'll be able to catch him out. Maledict onto the Doom, but he's not taking any damage, as Ward's actually doing a good amount of work here for the Shadow Shaman. But it is a 3-for-0 exchange, or 3-for-1 exchange, as the Centaur ends up going down here for the Dire. Roughly 1,000 gold for that team fight. But no objectives being taken, and Lycan split pushing in the top lane to the best of his ability. Tinker has completed that Dagon level 5. And Bloodseeker very close to completing a butterfly of his own. But still, 22-46, it is Dire's game to lose at the moment. Top 2 net worth heroes are the Bloodseeker and the Tinker at the moment. Okay, good Lincoln Sphere purchased by the Storm has been completed. Going Nullifier next onto the Storm. Not sure whether I agree with that Nullifier pickup. I mean, I guess it's going to be good against the Tinker, as he did pick up a Ghost Scepter in order to cancel out a lot of the burst damage and right clicks incoming from the Storm. So, definitely the Nullifier pickup is to directly counter that. But yeah, I think the Orchid is just overall the better decision for the Tinker, as he definitely doesn't want to deal with a Tinker incoming TP with so little mana. Had Doom available though, so I think that would have been worth it to let that Tinker complete the TP. Desolator has been completed by the Lycan. Seems like he has been working on that for quite some time, but has exactly 4 items in its inventory. Aside from that Aegis, which will be expiring in about 1 minute 40 seconds. Looks like the Dire may be grouped up for some sort of smoke play here. Incoming professionals. Okay, so no smoke for the Dire, and they will just continue to farm. Bloodseeker going for Aghanim Scepter, 6th item. After the Ags, I'm sure he's going to sell the Blade Mail for another right-clicking item at some point. But Ags, certainly a good counter to either Doom or Lycan, who really want to chase you down as heroes. Obviously, Aghanim Scepter or Bloodseeker Ultimate in general, not very good against the Storm Spirit. But against Lycan, it pretty much hard counters him. Lycan has 1,300 gold, has not yet decided what item to buy. Assault Cuirass, pretty good in this situation, but also could go something like Lincoln Sphere in order to prevent the Bloodseeker from being very annoying in using his ultimate onto the Lycan. But the thing about purchasing a Lincoln Sphere against that Bloodseeker is he already has the Blood Rage that he can use on you to pop that Lincoln's, and therefore not necessarily the best item to purchase against a Bloodseeker. So Lycan, saving up 1,600 gold, contemplating live, thinking about what items he's going to purchase. Orchid has already been picked up by the Storm, and he has caught up nicely here in this game. At about the 34-minute mark. Okay, incoming smoke. Okay, team fight. Storm Spirit, Lycan, incoming, and Lion. Lion gets a stun off onto the Centaur, but Lycan just immediately got ulted by the Bloodseeker and couldn't do anything about it, and eventually fell. So it was a 3-on-5 team fight taken there by the Radiant. Not necessarily the best strategy. Would recommend fighting with all your heroes, especially Doom. But Doom's TP scroll was on cooldown, so he was not able to participate in that team fight. A little bit of lack of communication for the Radiant. Costs them about 3 kills and feeds approximately 3,000 gold towards the Dire. And so it looks like the Dire, with 3 already down for the Radiant, will be deciding to complete. The Dire will be deciding to take down the final tier 2 tower as soon as creeps are available, which they are coming down mid shortly. Mindhunter getting a kill onto the Doom in the bottom lane. A little bit awkward there, as Doom had his ultimate available. No reason why he should have gotten bursted down by a Tinker. But, and Tinker doesn't even have disables yet. He only has Ethereal Blade, Dagon 5, and his nukes. But I guess that was enough to bring Doom down from over 2,300 gold. Storm Spirit, just hanging out. TP a little bit late there. Definitely could have gotten lifted by the Rubik if Rubik was paying attention. But either way, the score is 23-50 at the 37-minute mark. Not looking very good for our Radiant heroes. The 8-man 8, yours truly, and the Tddybear. One of, if not, rumored the most loyal subscriber to this channel. Has been able to nab 2 point cups so far, winning the first 2 point contests to submit multiple replays for your viewing pleasure at home. Rubik, Glimmer Cape, Blink Dagger. Only has Ether Shock stolen. I'm sure there's quite a few better spells to be taken. And Tinker just getting pickoffs across the map. And yeah, Tinker getting pickoffs across the map, doing very well for himself. Able to get a support kill. Okay, Storm Spirit zips in here onto the Rubik. We'll be able to bring him down. And tit for tat as both position 5s go down. Lion has Blink Dagger, Ether Lens available. So he has managed to find some farm on that line. Okay, Centaur. Blind Stomp will not be able to hit anything, as the Lion does have a... Okay, good blink. Will be trying to get away. Bloodseeker has double damage rune, trying to hunt down the Lion. Will not be able to find him. Ran in the opposite direction, a little bit unfortunate. Has 1,400 gold plus an Aghanim Scepter in his inventory. Could possibly go for Moonshard. Could get something like MKB on the Bloodseeker. Replace that Blade Mail with something that hits a little bit harder. We'll have to figure out what he decides to go with. Lycan using his wolves to scout around the map. One wolf there, one wolf there. The micro is insane. As Doom actually going to be able to turn this team fight around and immediately brings down the Tinker. And Lycan says, okay, let's push, boys. Tinker down for 90 seconds. This is the time. This is the opportunity. Roshan is available. And Lycan says, you know what? I scouted Roshan with my Lycan Wolf. Let's go take him. And immediately calls in his teammates. Roshan will go down relatively quickly. Should be interesting to see whether Lycan going MKB next. Lycan has scouted out the Butterfly on the Bloodseeker, going for the MKB as a 5th item. I think that was a very appropriate, smart decision. If Lycan really wants to win a one-on-one team fight or fight against the Bloodseeker. Aegis being given to the Storm. I think that is appropriate, and Cheese being given to Lycan. With 40 seconds left with no Tinker in the game, I think Radiant should definitely be at least attempting to push a tier 2 tower. Lycan, on the other hand, choosing to go for Ancients. A little bit unfortunate there as the Radiant. Okay, the Storm Spirit jumps in, tries to get it. Will not be able to get a stun onto the Rubik in order to bring him down. Lycan still farming Ancients. Yeah, that's a little bit of an unusual move coming in from the 8-man-8. Team fight actually breaking out here in the mid lane. Good Hex incoming onto the Centaur. Storm Spirit getting caught out. And with the Bloodseeker ult, no mana. Storm eventually dies. Lycan using his ultimate, trying to get here into the team fight. Lycan has his BKB available if he wants to use it, and is just immediately focused down by the Bloodseeker. And Lycan late to the team fight, and just eventually feeds after right-clicking the Ancients for about 30 seconds at the beginning of that fight. Probably, yeah, that was a huge error, as 1,600 gold swing for the Dire. Still sitting at about 9,000 net worth. 2 down, and Bloodseeker definitely wants to push down mid lane, try and take some sort of objective. Salty Zombie just started watching. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Salty, I'm actually watching a viewer video at the moment. We have the Tddybear playing a Lion, and we have the 8-man-8 playing a Lycan. Although I can't really show you since I'm dead. But I guess you can see the 8-man-8 on the Lycans currently sitting at 8, 6, and 6. The only positive KD on the team at the moment. Doom used onto the Tinker. Very good way to start off this team fight. Bloodseeker using his BKB. Storm zipping into the backlines, going in onto the Centaur. Not necessarily the easiest target to kill. Bloodseeker actually dropping so low will eventually go down thanks to the incoming nuke damage from the Shadow Shaman. Okay, so Lotus Orb Lotus Orb being used by the Doom, able to bring down the Tinker. Very well played there, as Bloodseeker, Witch Doctor gets his ultimate off, will be able to bring down the Shadow Shaman, but a good blind stun incoming from the Lion will be able to bring down that Witch Doctor. Lycan Okay, Lycan gets a kill, trying to chase down the Rubik there. Has a Glimmer Cape, but that doesn't matter, as the Necro 3 will give him vision. 5-man team wipe, double kill incoming from the Lycan. Very well played. This is a huge team fight, as I guess it doesn't show that in the net worth chart, but it's only 4,000 net worth lead. What was previously about a 15,000 net worth lead. So Radiant on the comeback, wins a full 5-on-5 team fight, and will be immediately pushing onto the high ground, trying to take their first tier 3 tower of the game. Buyback immediately incoming from the Witch Doctor. Just a solo Witch Doctor is not going to be able to do very much. Lotus Orb being placed onto the Lycan. Yeah, that cask is certainly annoying, as Doom focusing down the range racks instead of the melee. Hopefully he will be able to bring down both racks. And Lycan will have to... Questionable BKB being used by the Lycan, but will help him. Actually, that didn't help him at all. That BKB was kind of useless, as the 8-man 8, proving he is a 3.5 MMR scrub at the moment. Shadow Shaman working on his Aghanim Scepter, should be able to get that in about 1,000 gold. Doom getting caught out by Centaur ult in a 3-man rotation will eventually go down. Lots of nuke damage from the Tinker there. Bloodseeker deciding to go for Iascati for the 6th item. It'll definitely help Bloodseeker tank up, but overall, I think, honestly, if it's between Iascati and Blade Mail, I just keep the Blade Mail on the Bloodseeker. But I think Refresher Orb would be good. Lincoln Sphere would be appropriate for the Bloodseeker. Dagon 5, really anything but Iascati. As I am not a big fan of that. Lycan getting caught out, immediately BKB TPs. Incoming right-click damage will not be enough from the Bloodseeker. And Lycan says, see ya, as he's doing his best to try and split push all the lanes. And Bloodseeker will eventually be able to track down all the Necrobooks, giving him about 300 gold. Centaur ult being used, but no kills stemming from that. And actually, the Radiant taking a 1,000 gold lead after bringing down the mid laner Axe. So Radiant, for the first time at like the 45-minute mark, have the gold lead. That's actually super insane, as it was just all dire all the time up until about the 40-minute mark, and Radiant slowly making their way back on the backs of this Lycan pickup, as well as this Storm Spirit, doing an incredible amount of work once he gets a couple items up on him. Lincoln Sphere, Bloodthorn doing a lot of work in these team fights, and the Lotus Orb coming out from Doom proved to be really the perfect item to buy, as it has been the nuisance of Tinker for quite some time. Doom deciding to go Heart. I probably would have preferred either a Blink Dagger or Aghanim Scepter out of the Doom. Even a Refresher Orb would have been better than a Heart. That being said, no, definitely Aghanim Scepter or Refresher. It's not really Doom's job to stand in the front of the team fights. But if you wanted to get more survivable, I think Shiva's Guard would be very appropriate. Shiva's would give you basically vision within the trees in order to hunt down a Tinker, as well as give you that additional armor to make you that much more tanky. So Shiva's over Heart in this situation, I think, would be pretty good. Lycan looks like he's just microing all the wards to give him vision on the map. Lots of wolves across the map for the Lycan. He has chosen for the level 25 talent of +3 wolves summon. Not sure whether that is the appropriate, or definitely isn't the best level up for Lycan, but it's probably the most cool, the most fun, as he can just immediately summon 5 wolves. Pretty cool. incoming micro from the Lycan as he sends all the various wolves to various locations on the map, scouting out enemy movements. Bloodseeker will be able to catch out the Storm Spirit here. But Storm should be just fine. Is able to zip around and move without taking damage. Bloodseeker, okay, so Lycan using his ultimate, and will be able to run away. Lycan ultimate being used, he's kind of just running around. Storm Spirit able to get a kill onto the Centaur, very well played there. Doom actually dropping low. Storm Spirit doing so much work in this fight. Bloodseeker will not be able to get away thanks to the ultimate incoming from the level 25 Lion, and Rubik will be eventually to be chased down as well thanks to the Lycan Wolves as well as Doom. Shadow Shaman Ward's doing work as well. 4 for 0 exchange for the Radiant. Will be taking the tier 2 tower in the top lane for the next objective. Already have a lane pushing in the mid. Lycan actually deciding to teleport towards the bottom lane. Looks like they are looking to get multiple objectives off of this team fight win. Actually using his ultimate just so that he can push faster with his wolves. Gives them additional movement speed and as well as critical damage chance. So, Lycan leading the wolf pack, and will be trying to take the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Good pick off onto the Tinker, who immediately buys back. So, tier 2 tower is down in the top lane. Lycan waiting for the creeps to catch up in order to push a tier 2 in the bottom. And we'll use a bunch of summons in order to bring down that tier 2. In the meantime, the rest of the Radiant squad will be focusing down at tier 3 in the top lane. Doom really committing to that heart. Tinker doing a good job of being super obnoxious in order to bring down all the summons coming out for Lycan. Lycan using his ultimate and Howl. So, okay, so incoming initiation coming in from the Centaur. We'll be able to drop Doom very, very low. Double stun incoming onto the Lion as well as the Tinker. And Bloodseeker showing up to the team fight. We'll be able to get what appears to be a double kill. Lycan fed somewhere in the back lines as it is a 4 for 0 team wipe. Lycan not sticking with his team, instead trying to push the bottom lane and will end up paying for it. Yeah, like I said, I'm starting out the cast with a viewer video, Teddy. And it will be posted onto the YouTubes tomorrow if you did not catch the full thing. Abyssal Blade as the next item for Bloodseeker. I like that a lot more than the Iascati he had queued up earlier. We'll be able to lock down the Bloodseeker, or we'll be able to lock down the Lycan, even through that BKB. Lycan also going Abyssal Blade. I think that is a very appropriate item choice. Will help him man up against the Bloodseeker in any upcoming team fight. 4 up for the Dire. But they are not pushing into a 2v4 situation. Instead, Bloodseeker will be going for the Roshan. Aegis Cheese and Refresher will be available. I think that is an extremely good pickup here. Will prevent the Radiant from immediately pushing onto the high ground here. Already an 8,000 net worth lead for the Radiant. They've certainly come back in this game. Okay, so Doom actually taking a team fight here, gets Doom his ultimate out onto the Witch Doctor. Bloodseeker has the Aegis, but it's immediately getting focused down by the right clicks incoming from the Doom. Bloodseeker pops his BKB, will be trying to chase down the Tinker here, and does have a Purge available for the Necro 3 creep. Does not use it as Tinker able to double blink and get himself out of danger. 2 currently down, make it 3 as a 3-man hit squad coming in for the Radiant. Triple kill for the Doom will be able to bring down for the Bloodseeker for the second time in this engagement. Buyback for the Witch Doctor. And that's a 3,000 net worth swing for the Dire, or excuse me, for the Radiant. But buyback status, probably the most important. Rubik has his buyback, but Bloodseeker does not. Lycan immediately trying to push onto the high ground here. Doom with the heart, feeling pretty tanky, will just be able to sit through the March of the Machines. Lycan, not so much, taking quite a bit of chip damage here. Incoming cast will be absorbed mainly by the Wolves. Okay, so Doom going in onto the Witch Doctor. Good Blink X coming from the Shadow Shaman will be able to bring down that position 5 support. Lycan focusing on objectives here will be able to bring the top racks down. Immediately focusing in onto the tier 3. Tinker right clicking down the Lycan. Stomp onto the Lycan. Good Lotus Orb will purge off the stun. And Centaur getting focused here by the Storm Spirit. Drops really low. Incoming right clicks from the Doom. Good Glimmer Cape will be able to temporarily save the Centaur. And he BKB being used by the Lycan here. And he will immediately summon his Wolves and regret using that BKB. But either way, all 3 lanes of racks are down. Radiant side, it appears that they have won this game, despite being down by about 20 kills early on. Able to come back thanks to superb Doom and Storm Spirit play in the mid to late game. And thank you all for watching this viewer submitted video. If you stick around my channel, win the most amount of points in any given cast, I will be casting possibly your next replay tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and I will be taking a short break before the next stream.